So I hope you got this point. And today, first of all, we will complete this evaluation criteria part. Okay, so write down evaluation criteria as a heading. Evaluation criteria. Evaluation criteria. In that first point, you can write the real meaning of capital investment analysis. The real meaning of capital investment analysis. The real meaning of capital investment analysis. The real meaning of capital investment analysis is in computing and comparing benefits, is in computing and comparing benefits, full stop. Inside bracket, cash inflow, bracket complete, obtainable over a period of, cash inflow obtainable over a period of time, with costs, in bracket, cost outflows. Next point, you can write important criteria used for evaluation are. Important criteria used for evaluation are: first one, payback period. Second one, average return on investment. First one, payback period. Second one, average return on investment. Third one, net present value, in bracket NPV, net present value in bracket NPV. Then fourth one, internal rate of return, in bracket IRR, internal rate of return in bracket IRR. The next one, benefit cost ratio, in bracket BCR, benefit cost ratio in bracket BCR. Next one, capital rationing, in bracket CR, capital rationing in bracket CR. And the last one is profitability index. Okay, so in the last lecture we have discussed the first evaluation criteria, that is nothing but payback period. Okay, so what is meant by payback period? Time required to withdraw the amount which is invested in a specific project or in a specific business. Okay, and that particular time we have to calculate. So initial investment will be considered as I, and the benefit or a return you are getting will be considered as a B. That B as a benefit which is you are getting every year with a constant rate. Okay, let us say you are getting 1,000 rupees benefit or a profit or a return on your investment every year. Okay, so then B will be the 1,000 rupees. Okay, now this will use to calculate the payback period. So the payback period can be calculated as N is equal to I divided by B. Okay, I divided by B. Okay, getting everyone? Now the smaller the payback period, the more desirable that particular project. Okay, smaller the payback period, more desirable that particular project. Okay, now you can write payback period, payback period, payback period in that first point. That first point, it is the length of time required. It is the length of time required to recover. It is the length of time required to recover the investment made on the project. It is the length of time required to recover the investment made on the project. Okay, so write down, it is the length of the time required. It is the length of time required to recover the investment made on the project. Length of time required to recover the investment made on the project, which is recovered by the net return from the project. Net return मतलब क्या होता है? आपने समझो एक साल में 100 रुपए आपका खर्चा आ गया, ओके, और आपने 120 रुपए कमाए, तो आपका नेट रिटर्न कितना होगा? कैश आउटफ्लो और कॉस्ट आउटफ्लो विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज 100 and cash inflow will be considered as a 120. So the difference between cash outflow or cost outflow and cash inflow will be considered as a net return. So for that year you have earned 20 rupees extra. Okay, so that will be considered as a net return. Okay, spending minus earning. Okay, spending minus earning, that will be considered as a net return. Okay, so simple accounting is there, so which is recovered by the net return from the project. So next point you can write, if the cash inflow are the same, if the cash inflow are same in each year, if the cash inflow are same, if the cash inflow are same in each year, the payback period is expressed as, the payback period is expressed as n is equal to I divided by b. N is equal to I divided by b, where n is the payback period in years. N is the payback period in years, and I is the initial investment. I is the initial investment. Then B is the return oblique benefits per annum. B is the returns in bracket benefits per annum. B is the net return in bracket benefits per annum. Okay. The next point you can write, important point, shorter the payback period, the more desirable is the project. Shorter the payback period, the more desirable is the project. Shorter the payback period, the more desirable is the project. Okay, over. Now strengths, you can write the strengths. Simple to calculate. It is simple to calculate and easy to understand. Okay, simple to calculate and easy to understand. Weaknesses, answers in years, not dollars. You will get the payback period. Okay, that is nothing but number of years required to get back the investment amount from the project. Okay, so answer in years, not dollars. Then second point, disregards cash flow after payback. Okay, समझ लीजिएगा 5 साल में आपका जो इन्वेस्टमेंट अमाउंट था वो निकाल गया. ओके, आपने निकाल लिया उस प्रोजेक्ट से. सो 5 साल के बाद क्या? So that is nothing but this payback period does not talk about or does not give any information after completion of your payback period, okay, or that project payback period. Okay, so disregards cash flow after payback. The last point, important one, does not account for the time value of money. Does not account for the time value of money. We have discussed about this time value of money in the last lecture. Okay, so does not account for the time value of money. Okay, these are the weaknesses. So take down one example for the understanding purpose. A company invested 10 lakh dollars on project. A company invested 10 lakh dollars on project. A company invested 10 lakh dollars on project, and net return from the project, and the net return from the project is 2,50,000. A company invested 10 lakh dollars on project, and net return from the project is 2,50,000 per year. 2,50,000 per year. Find out the payback period. Find out the payback period. So net return दिया है आपको 2,50,000 and initial investment 10 lakh rupees. Okay. So our formula is for payback period, N is equal to I divided by B. So N is equal to 10 lakh divided by 2,50,000. You will get the answer as N is equal to 4 years. So to recover the 10 lakh dollars from the project, you required 4 years with net return of 2,50,000 per month. Okay. Getting? Is there any doubt, any question? Okay. Okay, shall I move ahead to the next point? So next evaluation criteria is average return on investment. Write down average return on investment. Okay. So in financial language, this average return on investment is also called as return on investment. Okay, it is also called as return on investment. Okay, return on investment. Now, what is meant by return on investment and what it signifies, that we are come to know from this part. Miss, if you are saying that you are earning 1,000 rupees from one of the project, okay, and you are spending to earn the 1,000 rupees from that particular project, your spending is 500 rupees. Okay, then the actual cash flow in the industry will be considered as a 500 rupees. Okay, actual cash flow in the industry will be considered as a 500 rupees, not 1,000 rupees, because you are spending 1,000 rupees for that particular year, for the complete year, and you are earning you are spending, not, you are earning 1,000 rupees, but to earn that 1,000 rupees you are spending 500 rupees. So 1,000, 1k divide minus 500. Okay, 5,500 will be your actual cash flow in the industry, will be your actual cash flow in the industry. Okay, so this will be the, we can say that the accounting profit and loss. So from this equation, or we can say that the earning minus the spending, so we will get the actual cash flow in the industry. Okay, but what is the percentage of that particular cash flow with your actual investment? Okay, with your actual investment, that is nothing but average return on investment or return on investment. Let us say you have invested 10,000 rupees. Okay, 10k, 10,000 rupees, and your earning is 1,000 rupees or net cash flow. Net cash flow is 1k. So your ROI, return on investment, will be considered as 1k divided by 10k. Okay, so that will be the return on investment. And if you want to calculate that return on investment in a percentage, then you have to multiply with 100. Okay, then you have to multiply with 100. Okay, so what will be your ROI? What will be your ROI? That is return on investment. Okay, आपने जितना पैसा लगाया है उस पैसे से हर साल आपको कितना इनकम मिल रहा है? Okay, हर साल आपको कितना इनकम मिल रहा है? That is nothing but return on investment. So if you have invested 10k rupees or 10,000 rupees, and if you are getting 1,000 rupees return back to you, or you are getting profit of 1,000 rupees from that particular business, so what is the ROI, return on investment of that particular business? So that will be calculated. That is nothing but accounted profit or accounted cash flow, that is 1k, okay, or 1,000 divided by total investment on the project. Okay, divided by total investment on the project. So from this equation we can say that, or from this calculation we can say that your ROI or that business ROI is 10%. Okay, it's 10%. Okay, it's 10%. Getting my point? Okay, your ROI will be the 10%. Okay, in a similar fashion, now here we will discuss what is given. This is also called as a return on investment. So average return on investment, in a financial term, it is also called as a return on investment. So it is defined as a ratio of net average income. It's यहाँ पे भी net average आ गया. Okay, net average means what? Net means what? बाहर कितना जा रहा है और अंदर कितना आ रहा है. Okay, so cash flow going out. Okay, cash flowing out of the industry and cash coming inside the industry. So that is nothing but net income or net average income. So how much cash you are getting, or how much you are earning, and how much you are spending. So difference between that two things will be considered as a net average income. Now here a ratio of net average income from the project to the investment made in the project. सिंपल, आपने कितना अर्न किया और आपने कितना स्पेंड किया एक साल में, इन दोनों का डिफरेंस, और प्रोजेक्ट में आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट कितनी है, इन दोनों का रेशियो आपको क्या दिलाता है? ROI दिलाता है. दैट इज नथिंग बट return on investment or average return on an investment. So net income, now here the net income or average net average income is defined. That is nothing but it is defined as the difference between the net cash inflow, okay, the net cash inflow and cash outflow. This is also called as a accounting rate of return. This is also called as a accounting rate of return. Okay, इन दोनों का difference को हम अकाउंटिंग रेट ऑफ रिटर्न भी बोल सकते हैं. ओके, सो हियर द फॉर्मूला, वी विल डिस्कस द फॉर्मूला अबाउट द फॉर्मूला फॉर द रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट. ओके, सो एवरेज रेट ऑफ रिटर्न कैन बी एक्सप्रेस्ड एज average rate of return is equal to profit after tax. Okay, it is also called as a PAT. ओके, प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स. सो प्रॉफिट आपने अर्न किया, पर उस पर गवर्नमेंट कुछ तो प्रॉफिट टैक्स लगाती है. सो अर्निंग पर टैक्स लगेगा आपको. सो लेट अस कंसीडर द गवर्नमेंट टैक्स इज नियर अबाउट 12%. ओके, ओवरऑल टैक्स इज 12%. सो दैट विल बी रिमूव आउट फ्रॉम द अर्निंग और फ्रॉम द प्रॉफिट, एंड that amount, remaining amount, will be considered for the calculation purpose. Okay, so profit after tax, divided by book value of investment. Okay, how much you have investment on that business at the initial level. So that is nothing but book value of investment. So average rate of return. So that will give a value. Okay, some 0.1, 0.2 like that. And if when you want to convert that value in a percentage, so at that time you have to multiply with 100. Okay, you have to multiply with 100. Okay, so what are the advantages of this return on investment calculation? Okay, so it is once again, it is a simple procedure, and the data required for the calculation purpose, it is available with the finance department. So information you will get easily from the finance department for that particular company, and it does the calculation over the entire period of a time. Okay, in payback period, we know that payback period will give the information about that much period only where you are getting the complete payback. Okay, about that only the payback period gives the information, but you can calculate ROI for the entire time period of that particular project. Okay, so these are the advantages. First one is nothing but easy to understand, and the calculations are simple one. Whatever the data required for the calculation purpose, we will get that data from the finance department of the company, and it is not limited for a small time period, or you can calculate this ROI over the entire lifespan of that particular project. So these are the advantages. Disadvantages kya hai? It is based on accounting profit, not on a net cash flow. Okay, so accounting profit per depend karta hai. Okay, and not on a net cash flows. Now here net cash flow also account for the inflation, also account for the another impacts. Okay, so that part is not considered in this calculation part. So it is a accounting profit. You are calculating initially accounting profit, not a net cash flow, and does not take into account the time value of money, where here we have discussed that what is meant by time value of money. So here inflation, or we can say that the time value of money is not accounted in the calculation. So it does not take into account the time value of money. Then average return of rate of return measures is internally little consistent. Means what? They are not changing or they are not accounting the large changes, or they are not signifying or they are not we can say that they are not signifying the growth of a project. Okay, or the benefit of a project actually, because the large amount of change in the profit will change the small amount of ROI. Okay, okay, मतलब ज्यादा प्रॉफिट होगा तब कुछ तो ROI में डिफरेंस आ जाएगा. Okay, okay, so that its value will not that much significant for the business. Okay, so this method does not take into account the time value. Once again, it is this point is repeated. Now we will take one example on this average rate of return. Okay, assume an investor bought 1000 share. Okay, एक investor ने 1000 share ले लिए है. Okay, assume an investor bought 1000 share of the hypothetical company Worldwide Wicket Corporation. Okay, एक कंपनी है Worldwide Wicket Corporation, उसके एक आदमी ने 1000 शेयर लिए है. ओके, सो खरीदी करते वक्त उसकी प्राइस कितनी थी? एट 10 पर शेयर. ओके, $10 का एक शेयर था. ओके, एंड 1 year later the investor sold the share for $12.50. Okay, after 1 year the share price will become $12.50. Okay, so the investor earned dividend of $500 over the 1 year holding period. Now what is happening? उसने होल्ड किया उस शेयर को 1000 शेयर्स को एट $10 पर शेयर में जो खरीदी किए थे, उसने उसको 1 साल के लिए होल्ड किया. सो होल्ड करने के लिए कंपनी ने डिविडेंड दे दिया। ओके, डिविडेंड क्या होता है? जब कंपनी प्रॉफिट में होती है तब वो शेयर होल्डर्स को प्रॉफिट शेयर करती है। ओके, शेयर होल्डर्स को प्रॉफिट शेयर करती है। सो वो प्रॉफिट डिविडेंड के माध्यम से वो देती है। ओके, डिविडेंड यानी कंपनी का जो प्रॉफिट है वो शेयर होल्डर को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना, दैट इज नथिंग बट डिविडेंड। ओके, सो इन्वेस्टर अर्न dividends of a $500 over the 1 year holding period. ओके, होल्ड किया इसलिए कंपनी ने उनको और ज्यादा बेनिफिट दिया $500 का। ओके, ओवर द 1 year holding period the investor also spent a total of $125 on a trading commission. Now this exchange is happening on one of the exchanger. Okay, some brokers are there and they are doing this exchanging part. Okay, and the investor need to pay the service charges to the brokers or brokerage charges to the brokers. So that charges are equal to $125 in order to buy and sell the share. Okay, in order to buy and sell the shares. Now here you have to calculate the return on investment for this particular problem. Okay, return on investment for this particular problem. Okay, so initially what point we have, we want from this particular data? One is nothing but your investment. Initial investment is required. Okay, so 10,000 1,000 multiplied by 10, so that will be the initial investment for your business or that particular person. Okay, that particular person. And the second thing is nothing but how much you have earned. Okay, for the 1 year time period. So 12.50 multiplied by 1,000. Okay, this is one part, that is by selling the share you are earning that much rupees or that much dollars. Okay, and also you have earned the dividend. So dividend is one kind of a profit for the investor. Okay, so $500 is once a profit. And how much expenditure you have done to do that particular thing, that is nothing but $125. Okay, so we have to take the summation of all the things and we have to find out profit after tax. Okay, so this also include $125 also include the profit tax. Okay, so how you are going to calculate that thing? So first of all, book value you have to calculate. Okay, book value of investment or initial investment, we can say that. So that will be considered as a BVT. So 1,000 shares are purchased with cost of a $10. Okay, so initial investment or a book value will be equal to 10 multiplied by 1,000, that will be equal to $10,000. Okay, now here profit after tax. So first of all we need to calculate the profit. Okay, so profit calculation will be over the initial investment. Okay, so now this is the $10,000 is the initial investment. Okay, so buying price is the initial investment. Okay, now the selling price is 12.5. So 12.5 multiplied by 1,000 will be your selling price. Okay, so 10,000 minus 12.5 multiplied by 1,000. Okay, so that will be the cash flow. Now here you are getting the extra benefit, or that particular person getting the extra benefit of a dividend. So that will be added in a revenue, or we can say that in the profit. Okay, and 125 rupees or $125 are spending on exchanging or on brokerage and the taxes. So that will be subtracted. So 10,000 minus 12,500 rupees plus 500 and minus 125. So that calculation will provide you profit after tax. Okay, that calculation will provide you profit after tax. So initial investment minus the profit you are getting or earning you are getting from that particular business. Okay, so I think you will get 2,875. Then we can calculate the average rate of return on the investment. So it will be equal to profit after tax divided by book value of investment multiplied by 100. So ROI will become 2,875. This is our profit after tax, and 10,000 is our initial investment multiplied by 100. So what will be your ROI? ROI will be equal to 28.75% every year. Okay. ROI is 28.75% every year. Getting my point? Is there any question, any doubt in this problem? Whether you understood what is meant by ROI? Kindly let me know. Whether you understood what is meant by ROI and how to calculate this ROI, return on investment. Great. Okay. So calculate, write down average return on investment. Average return on investment. Average return on investment. Average return on investment. In that you can write, this is also called as return on investment. This is also called as return on investment in bracket ROI. This is also called as return on investment in bracket ROI. This is also called as a return on investment in bracket ROI. It is defined as a ratio of net average. It is defined as a ratio of net average income. It is defined as a ratio of net average income from the project. It is defined as a ratio of net average income from the project to the investment made in the project. To the investment made in the project. A ratio of net average income from the project to the investment made in the project. Investment in the project. Okay. Then you can write net income is defined as net average income, or net income is defined as net income is defined as the difference between the net cash inflow, the difference between the net cash inflow and cash outflow is also called accounting rate of return. It's also called accounting rate of return. Accounting rate of return. Accounting rate of return. Okay. Average rate of return can be expressed as average rate of return can be expressed as average rate of return can be expressed as average rate of return is equal to profit after tax, that is inside the bracket PAT, capital PAT, profit after tax, PAT, divided by book value of investment, divided by book value of investment, book value of investment or initial investment. Out of two, anyone you can use, book value of investment or initial investment. Then if you want to convert this, you can multiply with 100. Okay, convert this into percentage, then you can multiply with 100. Okay, average rate of return is equal to profit after tax divided by book value of investment, multiply by 100, multiply by 100. Okay, over. So what are the advantages? Write down the advantages of ROI. Advantages: it is simple to calculate. It is simple to calculate without any complicated procedure. It is simple to calculate without any complicated procedure. It is simple to calculate without any complicated procedure. Next point, it is based on accounting information. It is based on accounting information It is based on accounting information which is readily available. Okay, which is readily available. It is based on accounting information which is readily available. Next point, it considers benefits. It considers benefits. It considers benefits over the entire period of a project life. Over the entire period of a project life. Okay. Over the entire period of project life. Then what are the disadvantages of ROI? First one is it is based on accounting profit, not on a net cash flow. Not on a net cash flow. It is based on accounting profit, not on a net cash flow. Then second one, does not take into account time value of money. Does not take into account time value of money. And the last one, average rate of return measure. Average rate of return measure is internally little consistent. Average rate of return measure is internally little consistent. Okay. So now last point is repeated in 2 and 4th point. Second and 4th point is repeated. So we'll not write that. Okay. Take the example. Take the example. Take the example. Write down. Assume an investor bought 1,000 shares. Assume an investor bought 1,000 shares of the hypothetical company. Assume an investor bought 1,000 shares of the hypothetical company Worldwide Wicket Corporation at $10 per share. $10 per share. Full stop. 1 year later, comma, the investor sold the shares. 1 year later, the investor sold the shares for $12.50. 1 year later, the investor sold the shares for $12.50. Full stop. The investor earned dividends. The investor earned dividends of $500. Dividends of $500 over the 1 year holding period. Full stop. The investor also spent a total of $125 on trading commissions in order to buy and sell the share. Okay, in order to buy and sell the share. So book value of investment, that is BVT, book value of investment, or the initial investment, okay, will be equal to, write down book value, in bracket you can write BVT, it will be equal to 10 multiplied by 1,000. it will be equal to 10 multiplied by 1000, which is equal to $10,000. The next one, profit after tax in bracket PT or PAT. Okay, here it should be PAT. Okay, profit after tax, PAT. So it should be equal to spending, earning minus spending. Okay. Earning minus spending. Okay, something wrong happen here over here. I think now it is okay. Okay. Okay, 12.5 multiplied by 1000. Now it is okay. Minus 10,000 as initial investment plus dividend 500 rupees and minus spending on brokerage or exchange, that is minus 125. Okay. So calculate and whether you are getting same answer, that is $2,875 as profit after tax. Then calculate average rate of return. So it's write down the formula, profit after tax PAT divided by book value of an investment, multiply by 100. So ROI, that is return on an investment or average return on investment, will be equal to 2,875 whole divided by 1000 multiplied by 100. Okay. So ROI of a business will be equal to 28.75%. 28.75%. Getting? Is there any question, any doubt? Over. Shall I move ahead to the next point? So the next evaluation criteria is net present value. Net present value. Okay. Now, what is meant by NPV? Again, it is also called as a NPV. Let us consider you have investment 1,000 rupees in one of the business, and every year you are getting 100 rupees profit. Okay, so net cash flow your accounting profit is 100 rupees every year. Okay, so what will happen? So 1,000 initial investment. Okay, 1,000 initial investment. So here in a previous points, in a payback period, in a return on investment, we have not discussed or we have not considered the time value of money. But in a net present value or this particular evaluation criteria, we are going to consider the time value of money. Okay, so 1,000 is your initial investment, and every year you are getting a profit of 100 rupees. But there is a you are getting 100 rupees profit every year. Okay, now here first year you are getting 100 rupees. Okay, second year you are getting 100 rupees. Okay, but this, out of this 1,000, whatever the 100 rupees you are going to consider initially, and next year you are getting 100 rupees, and then further you are getting 100 rupees. In this manner you are getting the 100 rupees every year. Now this 100 rupees value will not be equal to this 100 rupees value, and it will not be equal to this 100 rupees value. Okay, because every year we are affected by the inflation, we are affected by the cost raise, and due to that this 100 rupees value will not be equal to this 100 or second year 100 rupees, and the second year 100 rupees value will not be equal to third year 100 rupees. Obviously this 100 rupees value will be, first year 100 rupees value is greater than upcoming next year's 100 rupees value. Okay, so that here net present value actually accounting the future payments of or future earnings of that particular business, and the converting that into the proper valuation at the initial stage only. Okay, converting that into a proper valuation at the initial stage only. Okay, now this net present value is actually calculated with a discounting, by providing the discounting. Okay, let us say 10% discount, 15% discount. So that discounting means what? If you earn in the future, okay, let us say 1 lakh rupees you have invested today, and if you earn 10,000 rupees next year, but from that particular investment, so that will be discounted with 10%. Okay, that should be discounted with a 10%, so that you will compare the actual profit with time value of money, so that is nothing but discounting. Okay, that is nothing but a discounting. Also, the more risk of a project is also considered in a net present value. Okay, the risk of a project will also considered in a net present value. The more riskier the business, the discounting will be more one, and net present value will be lesser one. Okay, समझ में आ रही है बात? क्या क्या चीजें हो रही है नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू में? नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू क्या देखता है कि फ्यूचर में जो आपको पेमेंट मिल रहे हैं, ओके, उसकी वैल्यूएशन अभी इनिशियल स्टेज को, नहीं तो कौन से भी स्टेज को आप कर सकते हैं, वो वैल्यूएशन आपकी नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू हो सकती है. ओके, वो वैल्यूएशन आपको नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू के रूप में देख सकती है. नाउ यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू में क्या हो रहा है कि एक तो इन्फ्लेशन है, चल रहा है. अब इंडिया में 5.9% का इन्फ्लेशन चल रहा है, हम बोल रहे हैं. नाउ ये इन्फ्लेशन कवर करना है हमें, और ये इन्फ्लेशन इसी रेट से बढ़ता गया तो उसका कहीं पे ना कहीं पे तो इफेक्ट मिलेगा आपको. ओके, आपकी जो सैलरी है वो इन्फ्लेशन कवर नहीं कर पाएगी, आपकी सेविंग वो इन्फ्लेशन कवर नहीं कर पाएगी. सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स आर देयर. इफ यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग नाउ 1000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees, in future that will be lesser one. Okay, or the valuation of 1 lakh rupees earned in next year, that will be lesser one than the valuation of a previous year 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so here the earning or the income in the future, okay, will be considered in a discounting format. Okay, the discounting will be given to that because of inflation, or if you have taken if you are borrowing the loan from the banks, so considering or accounting for that things, the discounting is done on that particular earnings. Okay, discounting is done on that particular earning. Now this discounting is also accounting for the risk of that particular project. Okay, हम बोल सकते हैं नाउ रिस्क आपको पता चल सकते हैं कि कौन सा तो बिजनेस ज्यादा रिस्क होता है, कौन सा तो बिजनेस कम रिस्क होता है. ओके, सो जिसकी ज्यादा रिस्क होगी उसको ज्यादा डिस्काउंट करना पड़ेगा और उसकी नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू को कम करना पड़ेगा. ओके, और जिसकी कम रिस्क है उसको कम डिस्काउंटिंग देते हैं और उसकी नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू बढ़ाई जाती है. ओके, जिसका कम रिस्क है उसकी नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ज्यादा होती है, जिसका ज्यादा रिस्क है उसकी नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू कम होती है. ओके, सो दैट इज द अंडरस्टैंडिंग फ्रॉम द नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू. So let's discuss these points initially. Okay, and if anything is missing out of this, then we will discuss further. So net present value, NPV, is the calculation used to find today's value of a future stream of a payment. Okay, future में जो payment आपको मिल रहे हैं उसकी वैल्यूएशन आज कितनी है, सो वो डिटरमाइन करने का काम एनपीवी करता है. सो एनपीवी इज यूज्ड इन कैपिटल बजटिंग एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लानिंग to analyze the profitability of project investment or a project. Okay, projected investment or a project. So profitability क्या है, उस NPV जो भी आपको संख्या मिलेगी, नंबर मिलेगा, so वो NPV आपको क्या सिग्नल दे रहा है कि प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी क्या रहेगी उस बिजनेस की इन फ्यूचर में. ओके, देन नेक्स्ट, NPV analysis is a form of an important valuation and is used extensively across across finance and accounting for determining the value of a business. This method of a project evaluation takes into account the time value of money. Okay, this method of a project evaluation takes into account the time value of money. Okay, the next thing is the cash flow in the present value analysis are discounted. Okay, the cash flow in the net प्रेजेंट वैल्यू एनालिसिस इज डिस्काउंटेड. जो भी कैश आपको मिल रहा है, 1 साल में मिलेगा, 2 साल में मिलेगा, तो उसको डिस्काउंट के रूप में आज आप देख रहे हैं. ओके, 10% डिस्काउंटिंग, 20% डिस्काउंटिंग, इस रूप में आप देख रहे हैं, क्योंकि इन्फ्लेशन रहेगा, रिस्क रहेगी. सो ये दो फैक्टर को मिला के आपको वो डिस्काउंटिंग देना है. सो नाउ this discounting, why the discounting is provided over the future payments? To adjust the first reason for that is to adjust for the risk of an investment opportunities, because not all businesses, not all project or the investment opportunities having the same level of a risk. Okay, to account for the risk, the discount rate is higher for riskier investment and lower for safe इन्वेस्टमेंट. ओके, डिस्काउंटिंग किसकी एक वजह क्या है डिस्काउंटिंग करने की, कि वो रिस्क को अकोमोडेट करता है. जो ज्यादा रिस्की है उसको ज्यादा डिस्काउंट दे दो, और जो कम रिस्की है उसको कम डिस्काउंट दे दो. ओके, सो एंड द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट फॉर द डिस्काउंटिंग ऑफ अ फ्यूचर पेमेंट इज नथिंग बट टू अकाउंट फॉर द टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी. टाइम वैल्यू भी आपका अकाउंटिंग इस एनपीयू में हो जाता है. सो टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी क्या क्यों करना पड़ता है आपको, क्योंकि इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ता है, इंटरेस्ट रेट्स मनी के जो भी होते हैं, आप बैंक से बोरो किया तो आपको 10% इंटरेस्ट रेट उस बोरोड मनी पर आपको देना पड़ेगा. सो दैट थिंग्स आर देयर, सो इज रिक्वायर्ड बिकॉज ड्यू टू इन्फ्लेशन, इंटरेस्ट रेट्स, द मनी इज मोर वैल्यूएबल द सूनर इट रिसीव. आपको जितना जल्दी मनी मिल जाएगा उसकी वैल्यू उतनी ज्यादा रहेगी. आपको मनी जितना लेट मिल जाएगा उसकी वैल्यू उतना कम रहेगी. ओके, सो टू अकाउंट फॉर द टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी वी आर आल्सो डिस्काउंटिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ एनपीवी. ओके, सो देयर इज वन एक्सप्रेशन फॉर द कैलकुलेशन ऑफ a एनपीवी. ओके, सो हियर द two terminologies are, or three terminologies are there. One is FV, second is R, and third is nothing but T. Okay, where FV indicates the expenditure, for FV not indicates the expenditure. Okay, here FV not is indicates the expenditure, and FV1, 2, 3 up to FVN indicates the future earning from that particular investment. Okay, future earnings from that particular investment. So R not is the discounting rate. Okay, R naught is the discounting rate. Okay, and R1, R2 are up to Rn for that particular year discounting rates are there, and T naught, T1, T2 up to Tn indicates the time period. Okay, time period. So where we can calculate the NPV as FV naught divided by 1 plus R naught raised to T naught plus FV1 divided by 1 plus R1 raised to T1 plus FV2 divided by 1 plus R2 raised to T2 plus up to, so how much number of periods are provided, so up to that limit we can calculate FV suffix n divided by 1 plus R suffix n bracket complete raised to T suffix n. Okay, मतलब जितने periods है वहां तक आप calculate कर सकते हैं. where FV naught, R naught and T naught indicates the expected future values, applicable rates and time period for year 0 initial investment respectively. Whereas FVN, okay, RN and TN indicates the expected future value, applicable rates, expected future value, applicable rates or discounts and time period for year N. Summation of all such factors leads to the net present value. Okay, आप जब इस सब चीजों की समेशन करेंगे तब आपको एनपीवी मिल जाएगा. Okay, net present value of that particular business. Okay, so decision rule क्या है एनपीवी का? The first decision rule is accept the project if the net present value is positive, and reject the project if the net present value is नेगेटिव. ओके, जब भी किसी प्रोजेक्ट की नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू पॉजिटिव निकलेगी तो उस प्रोजेक्ट को आपको एक्सेप्ट करना है एज अ मैनेजर. नाउ इफ द नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू इज जीरो, that is nothing but that business will not create a profit, or it will not create a loss for the industry, or that project will not create a profit for you or loss for you. Okay, if you are getting the net present value as a zero. Okay, so that is nothing but indifference. There will not be any change, major change for the profitability or the loss of the money. Okay, then what are the advantages? It takes into account the time value of a money, then it considers the cash flow throughout the life of a project, then NPV can contribute to the wealth maximization of a stakeholder, because at the initial stage we will come to know that which business having the high risk, low risk, and which business is having higher NPV. Okay, and so that it will contribute to the wealth maximization of a stakeholder. Okay, so this is about the NPV. We'll stop here. We will write the points about the NPV in the next lecture, and the problem on the same thing. Okay, so now we will stop here. Just put up your roll numbers in the chat box, and as early as possible you can leave this meeting and join the next lecture. Everyone, kindly put up your roll numbers and leave fast. I'm going to close the recording and this meeting. Okay, can I stop now?